Okay, I'm going to try to show you a little insight into my process and what goes on creating the TRS calendar each year. Hopefully this will help you understand the requirements for image size and resolution for when you submit pictures for the calendar. So here I am. I'll start out here online at the calendar website, and the first thing I'll do is first thing we'll do is click create new, and we're going to create a calendar. I'll just pick the 11 by 14 extra large right now, and we're going to call this sample because I won't keep this. And at this point it asks about starting month. Of course, normally it will start in January. We're going to start 2025, 12 months. It talks about holidays. I've got already in the account, I have some holidays, some special ranger station things that automatically come into the project for me. And I can choose some backgrounds for the calendar, photo pages and things like that, but we'll leave that blank for now, and I'll click continue. Their website here works, but as far as the photo editing and getting creative with the calendar pages themselves, I find it clunky. So I'm going to start here and show you what happens, and then I'm going to back off and we'll go to Photoshop, where I do the majority of the photo processing. And what I like to do then is just get everything ready so that all I have to do is upload a finished image to this website and position it on the page and size it, because when it imports a little bit smaller than the actual page, and I like to just fill that page with your truck pictures. That's what this calendar is all about, is showing off your trucks. So we're looking at the front cover. Let's just go to January. I'll click there, and you can see, so here on the left is the page where the picture will be, and on the right shows the month, with all the days, holidays, and things like that filled in. So next thing I need to do is find an image, so I get to go and add photos to the project, and I go to my computer. Sorry, my computer's not that fast, and it brings up the last directory that I worked in, and I'm going to go to a different directory at the moment. Actually, I think where I want to be is in videos, because I've got some stuff that I put in. There we go. I have some photos here that I took specifically for doing this tutorial. So let's pick this picture and this one. Oh, there. Control click. Let's pick this. And that. Okay, well, that's 4. That just gives us something to play with here. And it's bringing the pictures up. You see them populating. I will say this is very easy to do, and you wouldn't even need Photoshop really if you want to do calendars for your family, family photos and things like that. This is a very easy website to use. So those are all uploaded. I'll click continue, and now you can see those over here on the left side. There's the pictures we uploaded. So first thing I'll do is I'll pick one and I'll just drag it over here into the page. You know what? We've got our photos uploaded and imported in the project. And let's go over here and pick one and see what happens. Let's try this one down here. And I'm sorry, I just realized that you were not seeing some of the pop-up boxes and menus that I was clicking on a minute ago. But anyways, here we've got the picture. We put it on the page where it's going to show. Let me go to a different view here. There we go. We don't need to see the calendar, the days right now. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to zoom in. And first of all, let me show you up here, this dark area around here. I've got to be careful with that. They call that the trim area. And I want the image to go into that area, but I've got to be careful that my subject doesn't go there because it might get cut off. So anyways, let's zoom in here until we've filled, and I haven't quite filled the bottom yet. There we go. Now I've got completely filled, and I can click up here and take this and I can drag my picture and center the picture a little bit better there. They've got a centering widget up here, but if your subject isn't quite centered in the picture you uploaded, then it might do what you just saw. So we'll just drag it and put it where we want. And that works pretty good. So you see, for a decent picture where everything is the right size and you haven't gone too far out to the edges of the frame of the picture, that comes in pretty nicely. Now let's try a different one. We'll go to February here, and I lost my menu with the pictures over there, so let's go back to this view. There we go. We're in February. Now what happens if we bring up an image like this one? Alright, and I'll go back to so we can see a better view of this. And I try to zoom. And this is a picture where, like I said, the truck, the subject of our image, extends too far past the actual formatted size of the picture we can deal with. I could still drag this around. I can move it all over as I want, but I can't make it, if I want to fill the page with this picture, I can't make it show the whole truck. And a lot of times, hey, we want to see your whole truck. Now granted, I could even zoom in some more here, and we could just make it, and we could make Livy the subject, but that wasn't the point here. So that's why it's important that you not, when you're using your phone that has a really wide image format, that you don't use the extreme left and right sides of that. Keep it more to where your truck is in a square image in the center. And I'll show you in a second here another way that I deal with that. So let's get rid of that. Go back to our other view. And what we'll do is we'll go into Photoshop. And okay, so now here we are in Photoshop, and let's see if I can move that. There we go. I've got a little pop-up here that you probably can't see. I'm using for recording all this. So let's open a project in Photoshop, or open an image. There we go. And let's see, I don't know if you're seeing all this. Some of these pop-up windows don't show up. So I'm over here in a pop-up and I'm looking for the images that I want to work with here. And they're in Curious Hound and Christmas, and so let's pick a picture here. Let's pick this one. And we'll open this in Photoshop. And there's my picture. Now, what I want to do, there's a little bit of background stuff here I do just to make it easier to work with. And there. So now you can see how this picture that my phone took is really, really wide. But that's not what we need for the calendar. So what I like to do is prepare these in Photoshop before I go to the calendar website. And I come up here and I go to my image and canvas size. I like to deal with pixels. Alright, and you can see this image is 4032 pixels wide by 1816 pixels high. I want to use as much of that data as I can, so I'm going to go back to the dimensions I told you that I want a minimum of 1600 by 1200 pixels. And what I can do is multiply that by 1.5, which will give me 2400 by 1800. And I'm going to set that as the size of the canvas, the size of the image that I want to save eventually. And it tells me we're going to clip off some of my picture, and that's okay. And there we go. Now you can see the outline here, the dotted outline showing my original picture. And you can see the window of the final picture size that I'm working with. So that makes it easy for me, and I can click and drag. I can move this around and center it just like that, and there I've got that fixed. And now this image, this is the right ratio of length and width that I need. This will fit that 1600 by 1200. Since I went 1.5 times that, I actually have better information here, more resolution, and I'll have a better image to work with. One other thing is, if I need to, I'll check colors and exposure and things like that while I'm here and see if I need to make any adjustments. This picture doesn't look bad, but if I come up here, do image adjustments and levels, a lot of times I'll just use the automatic tool and see what it does. So it brings the tool up, I click auto, and it made a little bit of a change. It gave me a little more contrast, and it helped the colors just a tiny bit. And if I click preview on and off, you'll see it go back and forth to original and repaired. There's repaired, there's original, there's repaired. And I like those results, so I'm going to keep that. I'll hit OK. And one thing I can do here then is I can bring this up I'll show you a little better view of it. And that's a nice crisp picture and got good lines. It's not pixelated. It's going to look good. If we look at this in full size, okay, and we implode it, and this is very close to what it'll look like printed. This is close to the right size eventually. So you can see that saved a nice image, and that's what we're going to work with here. I did something. There we go. I moved it. But and there we go. So we could save that, and that will be ready to go. I'm going to test 5 and save, and it tells me, hey, it asks me what quality I want to save it, and I almost always go for the maximum quality. So you see I've got a 4.4 megabyte file here that I'm going to be saving. It has lots of resolution, lots of color information, and it's a good big file, so it's easy to work with, and I know I won't lose anything taking that to the calendar. So that's how we do that. You know, when I've got a picture, if I try this with well, let's close this. Nope, don't want to save that. Let's go back and open that one that was wide, and I'll show you. Okay, now when I do this, I try to do the same thing. Let me get my duplicate layer to work with. Okay, and I go to set my canvas size for my picture and go back to pixels, and I want 2400 by 1800. Okay, it's gonna clip it. Yep, I know. And there we are again. That's what I'm stuck with. I can move it back and forth sideways. I can zoom in maybe or whatever, but I can't get the whole picture, the whole truck to show on there, because the original picture was taken too wide, and I just don't have anything to work with. So that's why it's important to be conscious of how you frame your images when you take them. And now we can go back to our website, and so here we are back at our website, and go back. There's January. We can open up February. We can import another one, but you saw the process I go through and how we do this. Really, that's about it. The rest of the guidelines that I gave you are very well defined, I believe, in the forum entry in the photography section. I made a sticky there, and there's some good helpful hints there on taking your pictures. And I hope you enjoy that. I hope you enjoy taking good pictures of your truck, not just for the calendar, but for your own memories. So here's a picture of a friend of mine, Jeep. I could use that. And I hope this is beneficial to you. You're always welcome to private message me in the forums or email me. My email is in that forum entry in photography, and I'm willing to answer your questions to the best of my ability anytime you need to. Thank you.